All right, next we have number 27, mobile application design for managing preventative maintenance information for neonatal respirators. And I believe this is by Jose Antonio Taque Gutierrez. I believe you are here.
Yeah, hello. Good night here at Lima. Do you hear me?
Wonderful. We hear you loud and clear. You have about 12 to 15 minutes. Please go ahead and get started.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sokolov. Good night to everyone. I am Jose Antonio Taquia. I'm a professor at the University of Lima. Here I am with my colleagues and partners, Jonathan Jr. Anaya Medina, y Diego Daniel Martínez Calderón. We are researchers at the University of Lima, presenting the paper relation to mobile application design for managing preventive neonatal maintenance information for neonatal respirators. To put in context, our presentation will have this outline. First, a brief introduction, objectives, some literature, our model formulation, how do we get data, and numerical example, some conclusions, and future research. To put you in context, we are in Lima, Peru. We are in the capital of the country. We are a city, these are around 10 million people. In relation of this, we are focusing on the public health network, where this hospital is named Rebagliati Hospital, is one of the main health facilities hereby. It has an average birth rate of around 14,000 births a year. As you can see in the picture, it's a huge facility and needs a lot of equipment, and of course the process of maintenance and of critical equipment is really important. This is the main thing that we are focusing. This equipment is a specialized critical equipment relation of the first hours of the patients of recent born children, and must to be in optimal conditions for functions. Our objectives of this paper was to automate the recognition of the information associated with the device using optical character recognition, and to get a model to support the decision to apply maintenance or not. In relation of our state-of-the-art review, we focus on the waveable model distribution. This is because of this has been improved a lot on preventive maintenance in different conditions. And there are a lot of not only theoretical foundations, but software related with an open source like frameworks like R and other frameworks related to can apply this technology. In fact, in the case of the caption and identifying numbers, we are using OCR recognition, and that have been proved to be a good way to get the numbers of to capture an image and recognize numbers. As we can see, there are different applications in relation of our model. We are using the need of every equipment in this facility have a identification tag, as you can see here, and all of this information are gathered on databases. But the necessity for the process was to get information online, so to take rapid decisions because of the intense requirements of this process on these equipments. So we try to get the information of time span between maintenance applications on that equipment and get a reliability function. So this can be an input for our model and to get an application created on a device, on a smartphone, so we can predict if it's necessary the application or not, if we are in a risk zone to failure. In relation of the collection of the data, we manage the information of maintenance of 6 of these equipments, ranging from 2016 to 2019. These equipments of high frequency ventilation have physical papers, records, so we have to put it in order, and after that we make a visit to the installations. So as you can see, we can prove the conditions where we gonna apply this this application, lighting, taking measure of conditions about if there is enough light, if we can run the capture of the tag, considering that are some handwritings, as you can see in image 1. Not necessarily all equipment has the reference tag, but the application uses a service of recognizing the numbers, so we can get that input to get the information of that specific equipment, so as we can see in the numeric example. Here we have a model, the descriptive Weibull model, where is a main function where the beta parameter can give us with the information if we are on a sharp behavior of the function of the equipment. So if we get the time between more time the equipment hadn't received any attendance, the risk of failure will increase. And so there are some coefficients, some parameterization that we have to make, and this is unique for any equipment, every equipment, because not every equipment has the same use, but we can, this is one find in the application, because the method can be applied to other categories of equipment. We are focusing on this ventilation equipment, but can we use on other categories? In this equipment, we get the information of the data of that equipment, and in the second column, we have the days between the beginning of the use of the equipment. So we have our 90% reliability, if you see on line number 1. And if we extend the time between the use of the period of use of the equipment, nearly a year, we can see that in some cases it would fail to drop the reliability to 50%. So that is something that that is can help the maintenance team to get an insight and take control of this and make a preventive action. These are images in how the smartphone captures the application, capture the tags, and reports showing in screen the way that the numeric numbers can help the users. Some of our conclusions and future research are that the use of this algorithm can capture numerical codes is associated to these devices. That is really important to monitor this equipment. We got a 98% effectivity to identify numerical codes. We, in these 6 machines, identifying failures. This evidence the usefulness of the Weibull model represent lifespan expectancies, so they can take action. For the equipment assessors, this value was set at 90% that the equipment should function at a 90% level. So this is something that the maintenance team will have to take control and cover in all of the facility in this hospital. In relation our future lines of research, that we are interested to focus on using remote operation sensors to monitor device operation, something of IoT, to create dashboards that indicators to show more accuracy in relation of this kind of model, and explore the use of another machine learning algorithms that could give another insights in relation of efficiency, optimization, costs applied to maintain the equipment on that level of service. Well, this is the part of our presentation. These are the equipment, Jonathan Anaya, Diego Martinez, and myself here, and we're here for answer any question you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. I'd like to open up the floor for any questions. Please feel free to unmute yourself or type directly in the chat for any questions.
Edward Williams here. Did you have occasion to observe that the Weibull was definitely superior to the log normal or log logistic or other distributions that are quite often used for this general purpose?
Thank you for your question. Yeah, that's something that we, as you can see, there are some time span frameworks that, because the Weibull distribution can approximate to an exponential distribution and can be close to a normal distribution depending on the kind of the value of the beta or the parameter. So in some cases, Weibull distribution have this shape, normal shape, but we find that this in this kind of equipment, these are more on the fitting of the model was right. So we prefer to decide to use this because there are other conditions, basics, if it's a normal process. So other hypotheses that we should validate, but not necessarily are in this kind of condition, because as you can imagine, in the context of a pandemic in a hospital, the standardization of conditions to prove some hypothesis that validate that process is normal, we couldn't, we prefer not to maintain that way. Hope I answer your question, but that's, is there any other one?
Gracias.
We have time for one more question if anyone has anything.
I just want to make a comment. Thank you for sharing your research. I also work in the maintenance field and found this very interesting, and I look forward to reading your paper in detail. And I especially like the third bullet point here, because in my area of the business, we're also looking as to how to improve predictive maintenance and machine learning and automating the process. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for your comment. As you know, machine learning, and there are a lot of other algorithms like super vector regression, super vector neural nets that there are a lot of papers that can, their main focus is to practice, but But in our experience in relation of the field of maintenance, there is a systematic process. Not only the algorithm is necessary, the quality of data and the expertise of the team, the person is the persons that are involved in the process of maintenance. As you know, I have experience working on manufacturing and in services. And in this relation, one of the expertise on the use of the equipment and to know how this equipment functions, it's something that are so important in relation of getting a better model.
Thank
I'd
you.
like to thank Jose Antonio Taquez Gutierrez for a wonderful presentation. And that being said, I'd like to ask if you can stop sharing your screen, and we'll introduce our next speaker.